Christ alone my hope is found. He is my light, my strength, my song. This cornerstone, this solid ground, firm through the fiercest drought and storm. What heights of love, what depths of peace, when fears are still, when striving cease. My comforter, my all in all, here in the love of Christ I'll stand. In Christ alone, who took on flesh, fullness of God in helpless pain, this gift of love and righteousness, scorned by the ones he came to save, till on that cross as Jesus died, the wrath of God was satisfied. For every sin on him was laid, here in the death of Christ I live. There in the ground his body lay, light of the world by darkness slain, then bursting forth in glorious day, up from the grave he rose again, and as he stands in victory, since curse has lost its grip on me, for I am his and he is mine, bought with the precious blood of Christ. Built in life, no fear in death, this is the power of Christ in me, from life's first cry to final breath, Jesus commands my destiny. No power of hell, no scheme of man can ever pluck me from his hand, till he returns or calls me home. Here in the power of Christ I'll stand, till he returns or calls me home. Here in the power of Christ I stand. Good morning, ChurchOne. It is a privilege and a blessing to worship with you all this morning. We're going to introduce a new song in just a minute, and I wanted to just share a little bit about how this song has ministered to me over the last year. Some of you know, most of you may not. My wife and I moved here about 4 years ago. I'm originally from this area, but we had spent 7 years in full-time ministry on Young Life staff. 5 of those were up in Connecticut, just sharing Jesus with high school and middle school kids every day. And when we left full-time ministry to move back here and enter, I do an engineering job now, I didn't realize how difficult the transition would be, but it was about a year, 2 years in to that transition, I found myself in this place where things were just making me weep, and I didn't know why. And I knew I wasn't depressed, but I couldn't figure out why I would watch a movie or I would listen to a song or read a book and just start to weep. And it wasn't necessarily sadness, it was almost more of a joy and a hope, but then I just was left unsatisfied. And when we first started attending ChurchOne earlier this summer, Renee preached, and it was just an aside in her sermon, but it stuck with me more than anything else. in any of the sermons so far. No offense to anybody else that preaches, but she said, the way her brain works, the way her mind works as a thinker, as a cognitive person, when she finds herself weeping about something and not knowing why, it's a truth too great for her to understand. And this song that we're about to sing had come out about a month earlier, and every time I would listen to this song, I would weep, and I didn't know why. But I sat with what Renee said, and I tried to understand, what's this truth that I'm missing? And what I realized was I was chasing those things that would make me feel this way, because it was snippets of the gospel in movies, in books, in song. It was snippets of the gospel, and I was starving for Jesus. But ultimately, those things would leave me kind of feeling unsatisfied because they weren't Jesus. And this song was different. This song, we're going to sing the lyrics, but it's his name is Jesus, and that's all it is. It's just declaring that he is Jesus. And there's a line in the verse, it says, name another king like this, because there is no other king like Jesus. All those other things I was chasing were just impressions, incomplete. But then there's Jesus. And so as we sing this song, I just invite you to sit with that idea of who is Jesus and how is he different than anyone else. King is in the room. Come see the scars of love upon his hands. The King is in the room. We'll watch the darkness flee at his command. This King? Who is this King? His name is Jesus. His name is Jesus. Light of the world. There's freedom in his name. Awesome in power. Reigning forever. Light of the freedom in his name. The healer's in the room. Let miracles break out across this place. Oh, the Savior's in the room. No soul beyond the boundaries of his grace. There's resurrection power in his name. His name is Jesus. His name is Jesus. Light of the world. There's freedom in his name. Awesome in power. Reigning forever. Light of the world. There's freedom in his name. There's freedom in his name. Oh, there's freedom in his name. There's never been a love so great. He died so we could live. Then he rose up from that grave. Name another king like this. Now all authority forever belongs to him. He reigns in victory. Name another king like this. There's never been a love so great. He died so we could live. Then he rose up from that grave. Name another king like this. Now all authority forever belongs to him. awesome in power, reigning forever, light of the world. There's freedom in his name. His name is Jesus. His name is Jesus, light of the world. There's freedom in his name. Awesome in power, reigning forever, light of the world. There's freedom in his name. How lovely is your dwelling place, O Lord Almighty. For my soul longs and even faints for you. For here my heart is satisfied within your presence. I sing beneath the shadow of your wings. 'Cause better is one day in your courts, better is one day in your house, better is one day in your courts than thousands elsewhere. Better is one day in your courts, better is one day in your house, better is one day in your courts than thousands elsewhere, than thousands elsewhere. One thing I ask, and I would seek, to see your beauty, to find you in the place your glory dwells. One thing I ask, and I would seek, to see your beauty, to find you in the place your glory dwells. Better is one day in your courts, better is one day in your house, better is one day in your courts than thousands elsewhere. He died so we could live. Then he rose up from that grave. Name another king like this. Now all authority forever belongs to him. He reigns in victory. Name another king like this, yeah. Name another king like this, oh.